Okay, let's give you some more practice. So given this function here, f of x equals this thing here, show that this is true and also show that this is true. So when given f of x here, you in effect have to find the inverse of this. And then once you found the inverse, then looking at this here, you would have to put the inverse into the f. So you've got to put the inverse into here. And then later on, for this bit here, you've got to put f of x into the inverse. Well, anyway, given this function here, show that this is true and also show that this is true. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this here, start out by saying f of x equals y. Okay, so in effect we will have y equals this, which was our original function here. This was our original function here, so it's the same thing here. Okay, these two are the same. So we are, hang on, we are here at the moment. So y equals that. So now hang on. So now visualize this as being a bubble here. So you multiply this bubble to both sides. So you have y times the bubble here. Okay, equals -5. And then keep an eye on x here. Divide both sides by y. So you will have this. And then here you've got this block. Oops, hang on. You have this block. Oops. My pen isn't working properly, so hang on. So you have this block here, plus this block here. Well, kill off this block. So take away 3 from both sides. So you have this. Okay, so you take away 3 here. You take away 3 from both sides. And then once you're here, you cube root both sides. So you will have this here. Okay. Bear in mind that if you have, let's say, x to the power of 3 equals blah blah blah. Sorry, if you have x squared equals blah 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 over here, if you have x squared equals blah 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 over here, then when you square root both sides, then you will have the positive version and the negative version of the square root. So, for example, if x squared equals 4, then then x equals plus minus 4. You have two versions, but here you've got x to the power of 3. So let's just say you've got x to the x to the power of 3 equals, let's say 27 here. When you cube root both sides, you won't have plus or negative 3. Well, remember the cube root of 27 is 3, but it's just going to be a straightforward positive 3. You're not going to have plus or minus. Just bear that in mind. If you have x to the power of 2 and then you square root both sides, then you're gonna equals blah blah here. Then x will equals the positive and the negative version of the square root of blah blah blah. But with x to the power of 3, it's just a straightforward a positive version, if you like. There's no negative version of this. Okay, well, just bear that in mind. So here, x to the power of 3 here, cube root both sides, so you have this. So therefore the inverse function is given by this. So this is just the first step. So from above, okay, hang on. So from above, hang on, bear with me. So we've worked out the inverse function here. So from above we said that the original function was this, and now we've just worked out. So we've just worked out we just worked out the inverse. So now to do this here, we are saying put the inverse into the original f. So here, put the inverse here into here. That's what we have to do when we write this here. Okay, so this thing here is saying put the inverse into the f of x. So put this, the inverse here, into here. Okay, so imagine this is x here, x to the power of 3 here. Okay, so you've got this x here is this bubble here, and then to the power of 3 to the power of 3 here, and basically you're putting this into here in effect. Okay, and then now it's just a matter of tidying things up. So hang on. So you're here at the moment. well, looking at this here, the cube root, and then you cube it, then you're just going to immediately be left with what's in this bubble here. Well, what's in this bubble here is this here. My point is that if you say you've got a bubble here, if you cube root the bubble and then cube it again, you're just going to get the bubble. So basically, this whole thing here will become this. Okay. So now try to tidy up this this bubble here. So you've got a bit here, -3 and then +3. These two they're going to kill off each other. So basically, you will have this. So in effect, you have -5 divided by another number down here. Well, whenever you have a fraction within a fraction, try to tidy it up. So here, imagine it as this: -5 divided by 5 over, well, this here. This is what you've got. But then turn this into a fraction. That's why you've got this divided by this. Now, when you divide well, here you're dividing a fraction, so you keep this the same, and then you times the reciprocal, so it becomes that. So you doing this here is the same as you doing this. Now, top times top, so here you've got top times top, bottom times bottom. So that becomes this. These two are the same, so they kill off each other, giving you x. So we've just shown that that when you do this here, it all simplifies down to x. Okay, so that's the first part done. So let's go back to the original statement here. Our original function was this. So from above, right from the start, our original function was this. We then worked out the inverse function, which was that. Now we've got to show, yeah. So now we've got to show that you've got to put. So earlier we showed that we showed f, and then we showed that we put the inverse into the original function. Earlier we showed this. Okay, we are putting the inverse into the function, but now we are putting the original function into the inverse. We need to show that. Well, so here now we need to show this. Okay, so we've got to put this f of x here into the inverse. So we've got to put this into the inverse, into here. Okay, and then you're going to get something that's really ugly, but then tidy it all up, and it should neatly equal x. So looking at this here, we've got to put f of x here into here. Okay, so when you put this into the x here, you will get this. Okay, so this whole thing here is us putting it into here. Okay, so now it's just, you've got something that's really ugly here. So it's just a matter of tidying up. So here, try to tidy this up. So somewhere on a blank space, do this. You've got a fraction within a fraction. So try and tidy this up. So you have -5 divided by -5 over x to the power 3 plus 3, and then turn this into a fraction. So you have this divided by -5 over this here, and then if you were to do this, then keep this the same, times the reciprocal, so it will be this to the power 3 plus 3, blah 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 here, -5 here, and then top times top, bottom times bottom. But the thing is, these two they will kill off each other, and then you will have this bubble divide over 1, which really equals this bubble. My point here is that this whole ugly thing here really boils down to x to the power 3 plus 3. So this whole ugly thing here boils down to this here. Okay, so hang on. So so you've got this ugly thing. This ugly thing happens to be this thing here. So from here, it will take you down to here, and then these two, they're just going to kill off each other, giving you this. So now when you cube something, then you take the cube root, it will just give you x. Okay, and then therefore we've just shown this. and we've just shown this. Okay.